All right, guys, last week we broke down the 9 steps of how to read a poem, and this week I want to introduce you to the world's most famous poet. Of course, it's William Shakespeare. I thought it would be helpful to look specifically at his sonnet structure because it's really easy, tangible, and also something that you're definitely going to come across in a high school English class. Chances are, if you haven't already, you will very soon have to dig into some Shakespearean language, and the teacher's going to talk about iambic pentameter, and I want to make sure that you know what's up when you come across that. Okay, so Shakespeare's sonnets are 14 lines, so it's really easy. It's a small little poem, and each of those 14 lines has 10 syllables or beats per line. So to make sense of this, I want you to think of course, you know what this is. It's the metronome. Musicians use it to keep a beat. Maybe you took piano lessons when you were little and it was on the piano. It creates the tap, 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 tap. It's the beat, right, that musicians use. You also have a metronome right inside your chest. And if you want to pause the video and find your pulse, you are going to hear or feel your own heartbeat, your inner metronome, unless you're like, really excited and it's going really fast. Or if you have an irregular heartbeat, maybe the idea of Shakespeare is just too much and your heart is exploding with excitement. You're going to find that you also have a similar beat and it's going to go da dum, da dum, the dum, the dum. And that's the blood swishing in and out of your ventricles. Okay, so the da-dum, as I said, it's an iambic beat. It's got 2 beats, da-dum, da-dum, da-dum. Those 2 syllables, the first one is soft and the second one is louder or heavier. So Shakespeare used 5 of these, what we call iambs, or a 2-syllable beat, in each line of a sonnet. So he has 5 sets of 2. So the backbeat goes da-dum, 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 da-dum. If you were in class with me, we would be pounding it out on the desks, but it has that beat. And you go ahead and do it. I won't tell anybody if you're doing it right there with me. This is what that beat pattern, those 5 sets of 2 beats, soft, heavy, soft, heavy, soft, heavy, soft, heavy, soft, heavy, that is called iambic pentameter. Iambic is the 2-syllable setup of the soft and then the heavy. Penta means 5. You always know that from math class, like a pentagon. And meter are the steps. And when you take a step, you have 2 feet, right? Like your first your left foot goes and then your right foot goes, and that's a step. So don't get freaked out about iambic pentameter, right? It's just that soft, heavy, and 5 2-footed steps. So I have that heartbeat or that tick-tock rhythm here in this line from one of Shakespeare's sonnets. He actually had a lot of the sonnets were just writing practice before he would write his plays. And so when he died, they went through his estate and they found these scratchings on scrap pieces of paper and things. And they just ended up putting them in a collection and they numbered them because they were like his warm-up, right? But I like this line. It says, "When I do count the clock that tells the time." Maybe you do that. You stare at the clock on your classroom wall. But I don't know if you can see, it's a perfect 10 syllables and it's soft heavy. When I do count the clock that tells the time. And there you are with your iambic pentameter. And I have it marked out here for you so you can see the soft and then the heavy and the soft and then the heavy. All right, that creates the iambic. And actually, I made a little iambic pentameter poem for you here. I'm no Shakespeare. We've talked about my failures with poetry in the past. But here we go. Trapeze, fall down, go boom, get up again. And so there's my single word, small phrase, iambic pentameter poem. Iambic words, I tried to find some from A to Z. And so I have a list here of soft, heavy, abuse, control, engulf, giraffe, inside, obey, resist, unless, Zaire. Actually, it should be Zaire. I guess I should say it. My name is Laura. So my name is 2 syllables, but they're not iambic because you say Laura and it goes heavy, soft instead of soft, heavy. On my list, if you go back, you can see I have overlooked J and K. I couldn't find iambic words that start with J or K. So if you have some of those, leave them in the comment section below. That would be super awesome. I would be super impressed. All right, the rhyme scheme is also important. So I talked about it being 14 lines, and the rhyme scheme works like this. The first and the third line rhyme, the second and the fourth line rhyme. So you can see the A and the A, that means lines 1 and 3, they go together. Lines 2 and 4 to go together. And then the pattern repeats with different rhymes for the next set of 4 lines, right? The C and the C rhyme, the D and the D. Then the next group of 4, the E and the E, and then the F and the F. The last 2 lines, lines 13 and 14 in the poem, they're what's called a rhyming couplet, and they rhyme together. So when we put this all together, you're going to see how it works. All right, but first, our last slide for today, he actually wrote 154 of these little 14-line masterpieces. Next week, we're going to get into his most famous, this one right here, Sonnet 18. I'm going to break it down for you. And then my favorite one, which has a little bit more of an edge to it. So I want you to come on back next week, just because that's going to take a little bit too much time, and I want to keep these videos bite-sized for you on a Friday afternoon. So that's it for this week. That's laying the foundation of Shakespearean sonnet structure, and specifically iambic pentameter. Leave me a comment below. Find me iambic words that start with J and K. If they're not proper nouns, even better, because I was going to make up some like funny names, but like, what are the real words out there? All right, you guys, have a great weekend. If you can't think of the J and the K words, that's totally cool. I couldn't either. And I will see you guys on Monday. We do grammar. Wednesday, we do vocab. And then next Friday, I'll be back, and we're going to break down Sonnet 18 and my other favorite one of all time. All right, I'll see you guys then. Have a great weekend. Bye.